The reason your brand keeps running into cash flow problems, virtually keeping it stuck in the same place, is because you have not yet mapped out your brand system correctly. Brands that go on to make seven figures and beyond and continue to make seven figures and beyond have already planned out and mapped their next 90 days in advance, helping their brand focus on high leverage activities within their brand system. So in today's video, I'm just going to break down the exact processes and frameworks we use for our clients to show you how to plan out your next 3 months in advance to take your brand to the next level, essentially. So if you want to follow along, the resource will be in the description. So without further ado, let's get into it. Welcome. We're about to break down this 3-month strategic overview for a direct consumer brand so they can plan the next 90 days in advance, optimizing the entire system. So, if you don't know, my name is Lavuyo, founder of Figure Digital Agency. We're a holistic email marketing agency, and we're going to showcase how your email system basically encompasses with your entire brand system's front end and back end. Yes, so let's go. Right, so as you can see on my screen, this resource that you will have access to in the description if you want to follow along. If you just want to kind of get a full sense of this video, maybe watch it at two times speed. It's going to be a little bit in depth, so let's get into it. So an email overview as the first category to kind of categorize your system, for because we use this on our clients for any brand that we've worked with or managed. We first look to optimize their system within the first 30 days of working together. So we would then conduct an email marketing audit, and within those results, we would then understand that, okay, these are the problems, and we would set out deliverables for the next 30 days to say that, okay, these are the solutions that we need to hit, and these are the goals that we need to set for said system, right? So for an example, just to give you a 1 month outlook of how the system would actually, or this overview would kind of, work into your brand's favor. Um, Deliverables and KPIs would then be mapped out. So tasks would then be mapped out, and tasks would be managed within our project management tool such as Asana, ClickUp. Just for examples, we use ClickUp, and deliverables would then be mapped out to create an email marketing system. Just for example, these are just examples. So that deliverable will then be created. Then the KPI will then be, okay, has it been completed? Does it have key dates? So product launches, sales events, so on and so forth, value content, etc. And they will be completely ticked to say that, okay, these are the deliverables that have been met within this month. This again just gives an overview of said deliverables and KPIs. If you would like to look at the details, you can always then escape into ClickUp or Asana to kind of see the details of how the progress of said task is being managed. Then optimization would then just be the next step. So in terms of what has been optimized within that month, it's just an overview. You can always look at the details within the project management tool that you're currently using. Uh, so optimization would then just be reporting and data collection. So how your click-through rate was within that month, how the open rates were in on that month, how your conversion rates in on that month. So having those metrics kind of to then now optimize within your system can lead into the next month. So you exactly know what processes you're going to try to optimize, what are the goals, what are the deliverables that need to be made to optimize said deliverables. Yes. All right. So again, here are some examples. You can definitely read those within your own time. And moving on to the next step is just operational readiness. So this is where brands mostly dial in their processes, almost not to perfection, but to accurate levels. So they know exactly what to expect within the month for the coming action. So in inventory management, so making sure that stock levels are managed. You may not have a warehouse or a place to store inventory for your brand because it is expensive. So you could be running a 3PL model, or I think a drop shipping similar model for your brand in terms of how you actually manage your stock. But just having it as a kind of litmus to say that, okay, this is how much stock we have available, and we know that going into the month of for an example, September, historically, we managed to deliver or this many orders come into our brand, and having this much stock is, as a threshold, is always good business practice. And then, okay, customer service, so response times to issue resolution, so you can track those times. Technology and IT, so system updates, if the website needs to be redone or rejigged, or something needs to be just changed overall within your system, some technical update, or you're integrating some new tech stack. These will then be need to be mapped out and tracked as well. Traffic generation on a week-on-week basis, to kind of see the fluctuations between your brands. So when certain numbers are hit, we can then correlate that, okay, this is the outcome from said increase in website traffic. Pricing strategy, so 30-day discount codes for an example, because many brands forget to turn off their discounts after they run them. They just leave them and let them be, as opposed to just turning them off after the month has been concluded. And then risk management. So, for instance, maybe something happens to your courier or the ship that's delivering products. If it goes down, or there's a leak in the boat, for an example, um, what are the strategies then going to be to message your audience? How will they know that, okay, something happened? We're going to be able to refund you, but we were letting you know, um, that this happened within with your product, and we're basically sending them an email to say that, okay, this happened, we're gonna refund you, so on and so forth. Having those contingency plans in place, right? Then having monthly goals that you want to reach every single month. So maybe the monthly goal is just, we need to finally get email revenue attributing more than $25,000, so 25K, and then those will be mapped out again. Overview and outlook, right? Month two would then follow the same formula of, okay, tasks that are being managed, the overview of tasks being managed, and the overview of things that need to be optimized within that month. Operational readiness, simply how ready is your operation? Monthly goals again, now you want to hit 45K, and then third month outlook, follow the same formula, deliverables and KPI, task management optimization. And then we like to do a 90-day progress report with our clients to kind of to gauge how they've found the experience with us, what needs to be improved, what needs to be changed, and overall just helping us polish our systems and refine them better. So that will be done, and then operational readiness again, and then monthly goal. And since it's November, and Black Friday, Cyber Monday falls within this period, then those monthly goals will definitely will be alternated, and you can expect a certain level of revenue to be attributed from your emails if everything has been kind of planned out prior. So it gives you a complete overview of, okay, month one, month two, month three, these are the exact outlooks that we are going for. These are the goals that need to be mapped out. This is our operational readiness to handle said volume going forward. So that's just to give an email overview. Now moving on to your brand structure, let's get into, it's been broken down into two categories: your brand impact and your customer journey. So now within your brand's impact, your target audience will need to be completely dialed in. So customer research and development, making sure that your customer metrics are all healthy. So your average order value, your repurchase rates, these things will tell you that, okay, your customers actually want to receive your products, or there's something fundamentally wrong with the product if they're not repurchasing. So making sure those customer health metrics are being measured and are in place. What are your most popular products? What are your demographics? What are your geographs? What are your psychographs? And your ICP. So making sure that your ideal client profile, customer profile, is completely mapped out to perfection. So people can come and go from your brand. You can get all types of characters purchasing from your brand, and you will not even know what type of character they are. They just might have been in the mood to buy your product. But having a core ideal customer profile is always going to keep you grounded to say that, okay, these are the people that we want, type of thing, for our brand. These are the people that we do not compromise on. We know their pain points, we know their desires, we know their purchase intent, why they're actually buying from us and why they continue to buy from us, and we know how to relate to them, since we basically know everything about them. So yeah, this is where you really learn your customers inside out, right? Moving on to offers, offer types. So are you running bundles within your brand? Do you have fast moving consumer goods that you're trying to push within your brand? Do you have subscription plans to get that recurring revenue from your brand? Do you have one-time purchases within your brand because you're selling high ticket goods, and that's basically your marketing angle. You're trying to push one-time purchases. Um, and then SKUs, so skill stock keeping units. What's your product range number? How many products do you have live, I would say, and how can that discrepancy then, create campaigns and different types of silhouettes for running campaigns and running ads, I would say. Um, then you have upsells, how are you upselling to your audience, and new products in development. So what new products are currently in development to make sure that your brand has, I would say, a great product launch. Yes. So making sure that your offers are all in place, product activation. So these are then going to be pre-purchase considerations. So what is your actual product outcome? What is the benefit of your product? It's not just about, okay, here's the product, but people need to be convinced and have absolute conviction that whatever product you're selling, it's going to solve their problems, right? So mapping out the absolute product outcome that your product manages to deliver. Let me try to give you an example. If I wanted a pen, right, because I struggle to write or whatever, and as a brand, I know that our customers struggle to write. We're going to market that the outcome is not only will you write, you'll be able to write so well that you can basically teach. Okay, I'm I'm emphasizing or exaggerating a little bit, but essentially that's all that needs to happen. That messaging needs to be so on par, so in line that it's almost undeniable that the product outcome that your customers are assured that your product is going to deliver on what you're basically saying. Right? Having social proof and testimonials to attribute that, okay, this product actually works, having lead magnets. So for an example, for a fashion brand, right? Your lead magnets could be as simply as, okay, if you buy this fashion top or dress or whatever, here's the lookbook, the next season's lookbook just for you. That's a lead magnet, right? So having those in place and having those dialed in, post-purchase considerations, so upsell opportunities. Um, how are you upselling your audience? If you're a furniture store, you sell mattresses, um, are you selling also lamps to your audience? Are you selling them slippers? Because obviously mattresses and slippers kind of go hand in hand because people get ready for bed, they put on their uniform, their nightwear, all of that. You could sell them the slippers. So yeah, having those upsell opportunities in place, user generated content and reviews, feedback loops, creating those feedback loops of, okay, how have you found the product? How can we improve it? How's your experience? Would you recommend us to a friend? Your net promoter score? Would you refer us to a stranger? So on and so forth. So having feedback loops within your brand to kind of reinforce your entire brand systems. Then programs and subscriptions, just pushing, I guess, customers who are really like die-hard fans for your brand into programs and loyalty programs and subscriptions, giving them perks, benefits, VIP type of treatment, and so on and so forth, right? And then your brand difference. So within your brand, to create that differentiation where you almost get asymmetrical returns, asymmetrical being low risk, high reward, as opposed to high risk, high reward type of thing. So you want the asymmetrical return. Apple has an asymmetrical return. They don't need to do that much, but they're going to yield high return. That's asymmetrical, just to break it down. So having a vision and a mission, what is the core purpose of your brand, right? You need to have a fundamental core purpose of why your brand is even operating, right? Considering macroeconomic events, So, in context with your target audience, maybe customer sentiment is weak because economics and inflation are killing everyone, right? And people are going through hard times. Your audience is going through hard times, so on and so forth. Dialing in those macroeconomic understandings into your like intertwining it into your messaging, so your audience feels understood. It dials back to the relatability of, oh, we can actually relate to our ICP. Cool. Having brand values, social responsibility, long-term mission, all kind of differentiates that these are our morals, our values, and this is what we stand for. This is why we do things the way we do them, and this is you either like it or you don't, type of thing. It's that type of attitude. um so yeah. Then brand positioning, so you have a unique selling proposition. um you understand the nature of your market niche, customer sentiment, pains, buying power, psychological desires, so on and so forth. Having a story, having a story, having a story, having a story. Important. It's important. So, and then having a pricing strategy or a marketing angle. So Red Bull doesn't sell energy drinks, they sell the spontaneous experience that comes, you know, packaged as an energy drink, essentially. So just dialing in all those things to create this ultimate brand difference that delivers asymmetrical returns, right? So just to go and touch on your customer journey, yes, there's different stages that your customers will essentially go through. The winner stage, the interest stage, the consideration stage, the intent stage, the purchase stage, the post-purchase stage, the actual usage stage, and the just overall product experience from them using the product. And either that product creates absolutely like, oh, I can't live without this, or oh, that product was so trash that I can't believe I made that mistake, type of thing. And that would then create advocacy and loyalty to your product or your brand rather. So making sure that you've kind of dialed in every single process to kind of deal with each stage of a customer's journey with your brand, right? So let's go to the front end to kind of see how we can do that, or where this mystical arrow is pointing to. So within your front end system, it's been broken down into two stages. So your traffic generation and your funnel. So your customer acquisition system, right, is just going to be essentially, how are you getting customers? Two ways: paid media, organic media. You're either running Meta ads, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, YouTube YouTube sponsorships, uh, SEO or pay-per-click services, influencer marketing to kind of get customers into, or create that awareness of your brand, right? So paid media basically accelerates that um faster than organic media. But organic media essentially also does the same thing, just on a lower scale, on a more, I would say, organic level. So it's almost like front facing. Um Yes. So social media marketing, that would just be you posting online, on TikTok and so on and so forth. Are those videos getting engagement? Or people actually being reciprocal to your social media posts and so on and so forth? Groups, user generated content. What groups are you in? What UGC are you generating from your audience? Podcasts. So do you have, I guess, a podcast for your brand? You don't necessarily have to, or do you have a YouTube for your brand, kind of, demonstrating that here's value, here's what we stand for, here's our brand. Would you join us? Will you stand for us? So, and then video content, short and long form, essentially, right? So this then will all, this is all, yeah, this system will essentially bring awareness to your brand's funnel, right? So once your funnel is dialed in, you have a landing page and it's optimized, let's just say, that will then lead potential customers to your product page. Now, I put this sign up form to kind of, say that, okay, now you have all this attention, all this awareness, right? To have an email system operating in the back end, basically delivering results on autopilot, you will need to have a sign up form just in between, to get people funneled into your email system so you can continue to deliver results. Deliver results, deliver your messaging, and get people to keep on repurchasing in your brand. So having a landing page, and then it's simply going to a product page, making sure that's optimized. Then having a cart page, then having a checkout page, and then having a post purchase confirmation, I would say, page or stage, to kind of let your now new customer know that, hey, everything is sorted. Your product is on route, or it's being now delivered, or essentially, so having all of those aspects dialed in within your brand, right? So let's then go behind the scenes. Now, the back end. Oh, let's do this. Back end is the foundation of your entire brand, the literal crux. Without this, everything falls apart, right? Everything falls apart. It's, I'm going to make a cake analogy. It's the ganache of your entire cake. For people who know ganache, it's like, it's good, right? So enough jokes. Let's get to business. So traffic conversion, right? This is where you focus on actually optimizing your entire brand's system. So you would understand that, okay, cool. People are coming to our site, right? Now we can optimize their entire journey on site. So what's their user experience? What's the user what how's the UI and UX being, how's that interaction happening with our audience? Are they, buying, or are they just bouncing from our website or our pages, and so on and so forth? And how can we optimize that to make it better? Call to actions, what call to actions are we using? And are they prompting people to buy? Are they making people assured that, okay, they are getting the outcome stated, in mapping out your now I've forgotten because I'm talking too much. Yeah, to initiate your product activation, well, are you A/B testing ideas to kind of say that, okay, this yields better results than this? Is it mobily optimized for people, scrolling on their phone, and they just want to make sure that they want to get their product really quick, on their phone, they're going through a train station, whatever. Is it mobily optimized? Okay. Engagement and retargeting. So personalized messaging then can be, thrown into the mix to kind of get people to now convert. Exclusive offers can now be, met for certain time periods, and, seasonal events, and so on and so forth. So just for example, Black Friday countdowns and so on and so forth can be used to kind of as a psychological way to get people to be like, oh, okay, this, this is for a limited time, so there's scarcity. We need to get this. All of that. So dynamic retargeting ads to people who come to your website. They just scroll through, then they just leave. So having those, having that data in place, abandoned cart follow-ups through your email system, and then your e-commerce health metrics. So your return on ad spend. How is that looking? Your bounce rate, how is that looking? Your AOV, how is that looking? Getting dramatic, I'm sorry. All right. And then your LTV to CAC, right? And then your repurchase rate as well, just to consider. And these essentially are your brand's heart, right? This is literally the metrics that you need to consider to make sure that your brand is growing incrementally or improving incrementally over time. So measuring all of these, right? And then that's just the traffic conversion section. So management, uh, yeah, we're getting into it. Here we go. So management would then just be, how essentially are you managing your systems and processes behind the scenes? How is the product being developed? How is it being distributed? Um, how is it being stored? All of those essential things. So this is like beyond my expertise. I just, understand that, you need to recognize that, okay, these all need to be optimized for the product to be delivered to said customer. So again, I just give it an entire overview of it. So your logistics team and your product team will essentially manage your inventory, the orders that are coming in, the shipping that needs to be done, and the couriers that need to be essentially sent out to deliver said packages. And that communication will then happen within between your supplier and your manufacturer to get product developed, and your logistics team to now fire on all cylinders. So I put on some again overviews of it: demand forecasting, so market trends, promotional impacts, historical sales analysis. You can use this to check your team's expertise, I would say. Logistics optimization, route planning, customs and duties, tracking and visibility, supply chain coordination, so inventory replenishment, production scheduling, warehouse efficiency, returns and exchanges, so return policies, product slash packaging inspection, processing efficiency, and quality control. So inspection procedures, supplier quality assurance, defect and waste management. So yeah, we just overview, but this can definitely you can definitely give this to your I would say logistics and product team or internal teams to kind of begin to map out that, okay, we need to understand the dynamics of how is everything internally moving before our product, how much is being generated and so on and so forth. So beyond my expertise, but I understand, to holistically optimize the system, you need to understand its parts intricately. So, right, an internal team on this side. So, your marketing and sales team need to be aligned, or your agency and your marketing and internal team that are running ads and running organic media need to be aligned. And yeah, I can't stress it enough that they just need to be aligned. If your ad team is running a certain promotion for said product, it's in your agencies or your emails, the people who are operating your email system. It's in the brand's best interest to make sure that both of those are aligned. So let's say you're running a Black Friday, Cyber Monday campaign, promotion or ad, or something of that nature. Your emails then need to your welcome email, for example, because you're going to get traffic. People are going to sign up, and when they sign up to your pop-up forms and so on and so forth, you would need to then have a welcome that intertwines with the actual, like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday messaging, not just some ordinary welcome that's just, okay, welcome to our brand, here's 10%, right? So making sure that those teams are completely aligned, IT and technical support. So in case the website needs to be updated, HR in terms of talent and people being moved around and who to actually communicate to, legal to make sure that you're not doing anything illegal, and then I should put finance. I'll put finance for budget purposes, right? And then it intertwines again with your logistics team, your product team, and I guess communications between supplier and your manufacturers. So that's that in terms of the backend, fundamentally the most important aspect. And then your email system. So this is our domain, right? So your entire email system's goal is to increase the omni-channel flywheel. That is it, right? And if you're asking what the omni-channel flywheel, it's essentially how your brands your how your brands in how your brand's individual parts all intertwine into creating this flywheel that keeps on reinforcing itself. It's almost like a feedback loop, but for your brand that keeps on going like this. So you get data basically at the bottom of it, and you say that, okay, we've got data, let's push it to this team. Okay, this team then uses the data and then it pushes it to our ads, our so on and so forth. Then this, okay, we get this result. Okay, then we get this data again. Then it basically just optimizes and keeps on running and running and running. That's essentially what an omni-channel flywheel or flywheel is, right? And your emails do that perfectly if you've got the right system in place. So um, the data and insights you would get from your email system would then inform your omni-channel flywheel. For example, let's say you've been marketing to your sending campaigns to your audience. Um, from that point, you would understand that okay, our segments, different segments in our system, they they they're more, I would say, tolerable to certain messaging, right? And with that messaging and data that's being collected, okay, we understand that this is our most profitable segment. Why is that? Then you get that data and you ask your audience. Actually, you send them a mail and say that, okay, can you fill out this quiz or survey? You begin to start to collect zero party data, and then you would understand that, okay, this is actually why people like our product. This is the actual outcome they're expecting from our brand. And that can then help your entire system to be like, okay, here, marketing, we discovered this. You can take this information, you can run it in ads, see how it performs. Then they're like, okay, cool. Let's see. We take that ad, we create the ad, we start to run it, and then we see how, everything is basically inciting our conversion metrics. If we see an increase, then we're doing something good. If we don't, then we're clearly, we're doing something bad. So essentially, yeah, that's the entire goal of your email system, to basically insight, give insight to your entire brand's system. Yes. Correct. Cool. Within your email system, deliverability, segmentation, A/B testing, and technical management will just need to be managed to kind of make sure that your emails are always in tip-top shape. So when you do send an email to your audience, it always gets delivered at the right time to the right people, um, with the most accurate, I would say, level of messaging. Yes. So subscriber list growth, we'll touch on that, but your flow system and your campaigns being mapped essentially will help contribute to the overall impact that your email system has on your entire brand. So, as you can see, if you saw, and since you do have access to the resource, your sign up form will essentially help grow your subscriber list, and that will then inform your flow system, and you would get results from said flows being sent, or automations, just to I guess people call it flows, but they're automations that have been set up, will then kick off an automation sequence, and your entire audience will then get informed from said flows being sent, right? And then from campaigns, campaigns being mapped, as you can see with the arrows, campaigns essentially would then push your audience to go to certain product pages or landing pages, to ultimately push them along your brand's funnel. So they would then, add product to cart, then to checkout, then purchase confirmation would then happen. Your your flow system will actually then begin to catch subscribers who are in within these stages. Um, so yeah, this is just an overview, but this is essentially what will happen. And then from that point, when I guess a subscriber makes a purchase, so purchase confirmation, transactional mails will then be sent out to kind of update them that okay, their package or their product that they purchased are within these stages, and transactional mails will basically fill that role of okay, saying that okay, here's, thank you for making the purchase, your purchase is on its way, your package is 30 minutes away out, or courier is about to deliver it, make sure you're at this location, so on and so forth, package delivered, and then so on and so forth, and they basically get back into the campaign the campaign the campaign section within your email system. So since you have access to these resources, here are some ideas that you can run within your email system as some campaigns you can run, or start to begin to map out within your brand. And yeah, hopefully that kind of gives you perspective about how to actually coordinate your entire brand system within the next 3 months or 90 days. Yeah, if you don't have any questions, I would be more than glad to help assist you. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can go through this anytime you want. And if you want to establish a predictable email system within your brand, generating 25 to 100% returns within the next 30 days, claim a free email audit when you book a call with us, and you will know exactly how to build it within the next 24 hours. So I will see you there, and I hope this video brought you some value. Take care.